everyone. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Sandra Hebron. I have the enormous pleasure of moderating tonight's Q&A, and I would ask you to join me in welcoming our guests. First of all, the film's directors, Manon Ouimet and Jacob Perlmutter. And then the beautiful couple that you have just spent an hour and 40 minutes with. Please welcome Maggie Barrett and Joel Meyerowitz.
On a personal level, you know, of course, we were moving into Maggie and Joel's homes, and so there was and sort of living their lives, if you like, but also so much of what was going on in our personal lives also became integrated into their lives as well. So there was a kind of symbiotic trust that formed, which was really beautiful, and at the same time we had to, you know, on a day-to-day level, leave a lot of that behind because the cameras are rolling a lot of the time on Maggie and Joel. So this process of both, you know, being with, but also witnessing, it was a kind of a delicate daily dance. And artistically, like, we admired them so much, and so it was really thrilling actually to find a film language that seemed to interweave as much artistic DNA from Maggie and Joel as possible into this work. But beyond that, we never really struggled. It wasn't like, it just felt really natural.
There was a kind of harmony immediately. And I think once that happens, just conversationally, and just in the kind of physicality of being together, and when you move around each other, there's no bumping into each other. It was harmonious. And I think we both felt that here are two young people, I mean, younger than our kids, actually, and we're having these intimate conversations, things that we probably wouldn't speak about with our children, because they know us too well. But that kind of openness between
Certainly
us,
our kids would not want to see us in the bathroom.
but the fact that they were emerging into their creative lives, into the first creative maturity, let's say, and their questions about the art one develops, whatever form it takes, and our having lived through it on the other side of that arc. I saw us literally as an arc, almost like a rainbow, with their vibrations on this end and ours over here, and we felt like we were speaking across time, and yet it was ageless. We never felt, you know, like we're old people and they're young. We felt like we were communicating equally. And that's kind of a transporting effect, you know, because it levels things in a way. And yet, we were the subjects. So, it's so subtle, but you need that kind of bond in order to have a film that's as raw and present and in the moment as this film is.
Navigate the dignity and the openness and the camaraderie of being in an artist couple. You know, we live in a society that's so driven towards people having to make it when they're younger, and that's scary and intense, and it's bullshit, because actually, if you are in a loving relationship and if you love what you're doing and you're a creative person and you want to be for the long game, you have to kind of pace yourself. And watching the way that Maggie and Joel navigate their relationship emotionally but also artistically was really eye-opening and gave us a lot of late night conversations and hope and thinking about our own future. Thank you.